Hello everybody, this is WizWorld100 and welcome to Henshin On, the short-lived series where I will try and review whatever Henshin toys I can get my hands on. Specifically the Kamen Rider toys, and I would like to thank Zero Master for getting me back into the series. Thanks to him letting me play with his Kamen Rider toys and having my interest in Kamen Rider come back up and seeing what I missed throughout my entire life. Specifically the Heisei Rider series, or era. So let's get this review on the way. We'll review the toy later, so just quickly talk about the box. This is the ZaBee Zecter, as written down here. The ZaBee Zecter from Kamen Rider Kabuto, or Masked Rider Kabuto if you want to translate that. And about the series. I liked the series, I enjoyed it, I had fun watching it. It had cool costume designs, cool finisher moves, and cool effects, and just overall I really liked the show. And you should also watch the movie too, because that ties in with the main series too. But anyways, onto the box. This is the Korean version of the toy now. Bandai Korea. Now, why do I have the Korean version and not the Japanese one? Specifically for one reason, and one reason only. It's way cheaper for the exact same toy. Because literally, it's by Bandai Korea. It's the exact same toy, but much cheaper. There is almost no difference between the two toys. You can see a little Korean text over here to show that it's the Korean version. And this is the DX version. The DX version, if you see the word DX on the Kamen Rider toys, that means it's more show accurate. So most of the stuff you see the Henshin device do in the show will most likely be almost all replicated onto the toy. If you see the Legend series, it's not what it sounds like, because the Legend series is just basically the low quality version of it, it's like a bootleg to meet the lower standards of people. But they're not really terrible toys, it's just not as cool. So anyways, here's the box of the ZaBee Zecter. There's the bee in his rider form, the wasp, and another reason why I got this toy, oh yeah, and also the thing about the price. The bee is probably, he's not my favorite character, but he does have a really good character design. Like his armor form looks like a hornet, fits in with the whole bee thing, and his rider form looks like a wasp, which also fits in with the whole bee thing. So his costume is consistently cool. So that's why I like him. And his device is on a wristband, which would fit on me as opposed to the belt, because originally it was designed for kids. Did I already mention about the price of this? I think I did, but I'll say it again. The Korean version, same toy, just way cheaper at a much better price. I got this for $30 with free shipping, so. And as opposed to like $80 to $250 from Japan, and maybe some of them might have free shipping, or they'll have like a shipping fee for us. So the Korean version, or at least the one I got, was a much better decision and much better choice to buy. Anyway, so, and on the back of the box, on all the Kamen Rider toys, because they do this in Asia and so forth with their toys, they'll have instructions showing how to use the toy. Put it in, flip it, Henshin, flip it around, does cast off, and when it's in cast off mode, press the button and it does the bee's finisher move, Rider Sting, which is really cool. And on the back, on the sides, just shows the same instructions, or the short summary of the instructions. And there's even instructions inside it. So if the instructions on the back wasn't enough for you to figure out how to use this toy, there's more on the inside written in Korean. I'm not sure if there's English too, but they mostly have pictures, because it's you know, some things speak better than words. So that's it for the box. It was all right, but I bought it for the toy. All right, so here's the ZaBee Zecter. It has no electronics. It doesn't light up. It doesn't make sound. It doesn't really do anything other than be the trigger and the key to making the sound on the wristwatch. I'm just gonna call it that. I know that's not what it is, but on the wristwatch, make the sound. Because you see this. This is what triggers all the sound. When this touches certain buttons on the wrist, on the device, it will trigger certain sounds. I'll explain that later. So you can flip it. There's the button to do Rider Sting when it's in the device. Just The wing part is to pull it around if you've seen the show. And the tail extends when the device hits this button. Tail extends, do rider sting, clips back on. Has a really nice sound to it. Pretty solid, but it's still, I feel like I might accidentally break this, and that's there's a funny story with that. I kind of had a dream where the day before I got this, I had a dream where I broke the Zecter, like up on like trying to play with it, and that was probably some weird premonition for it. So whatever. The design is pretty faithful to the show, aside from it being shorter than the one in the show, because originally in the show, the tail was actually supposed to be longer, so like it'd be past here to sting the other riders and the worms. So that's it for that one, for the Zecter. And then on here, it also comes with this little wristband to strap around your arm. Wait, wristband, strap? I'm gonna call it a strap. To strap around your arm, or specifically over here. I mean, you should know this, right? And then to the device. This is where all the sound comes from, and I like this little speaker design over here. It's subtle. It's not very unsubtle like some other rider toys where like the device, where you know where the speaker is. This one hides it pretty well. So like you'll know it's a speaker, but it hides it pretty well to the point that it's just like, yeah, like nobody would give a second thought to this. And on the box it advertised like, oh, this thing lights up. Well, the only lighting up module is over here, so this is the only part that lights up. And here inside, if you look inside, I looked in it like after playing with it a bit. Pressing these buttons when it's on will trigger certain sounds. So that's how it knows when to play certain sounds when the Zecter is in certain position. There's the on-off switch, pretty obvious, and placed in an area which is subtle enough. I would have preferred over here because no one really looks over there. Here, oh well, it works. And over here, this is where you put 2 AAA batteries to power this baby. And also, you don't need to unscrew this. You just press this button with like something small, like a key, and it just flies off. And then you put your batteries in, which is really nice. So you don't need tools for installing the batteries. Now, what do I think of the device overall? You know what? It's actually not as small as I expected to be. It actually looks like this was made for the grown-ups or the older kids or teenagers, the older people that watch it. So that came as a little surprise. It was not as small as I thought. And oh yeah, and just because, just in case some people do this, because I did the first time, when you put the strap on, strap it to where, or put it in through where this hard, scaly side is facing like this, so that it doesn't graze on your skin, because it gets really irritating. Not like this. This is nice and fuzzy, like baby chicks. So let's actually take a look at this. Let's actually see what this device can do. This device has a total of 6 sounds. There was one of them, the summoning, or I'm not too sure about it. The sound plays too short. It's either the summoning of the Zecter where it comes in, or the sound it makes when it flies. And then, Henshin! So there's the second sound, Henshin, and then you just transform. And the sound, the speaker sound, it's pretty loud. Like, you can probably hear it from like a room away, so it's pretty good, and the quality is pretty nice too. And like I said, this is the only flashing thing. It doesn't like transfer the lights over to like the Zecter and light up, which would have been kind of nice, but what can you say? Casting off, this doesn't trigger it. You got to pull it down over here. Cast off. That's really cool. Oh, and also during the casting off sound, that's 3rd, and the cast off change wasp, that's 4. Oh wait, yeah, 4. So by this point, the tail would extend out, and then this is where you can do rider sting. that's the fifth sound, the rider sting. I just also want to say something. Don't slap on, don't like bang on this device like, cause with your hands, cause then it might dislocate where the point is when it's pushing down on the button for the rider sting. Like, don't do it really hard. So, and that's pretty much it. The sounds are kind of sneaky, because first time I thought there were only 3 sounds, but had to listen a little bit more carefully. And when taking this off, I recommend doing this, then slipping the tail, grab the tail, use your thumb, and then flip off. I say that because I feel like I'm gonna break this, like if I did it any other way, so do it my way, and you'll have a less likely chance of breaking it. Oh yeah, and then there was a disengage sound. Hang on, let me show that. Ah, speaking of which, yeah, there's the disengage sound. It's too bad there's no put on sound, but I guess it's fine. I mean, they already programmed all these, but oh wait. I mean, they already programmed all these buttons for when the wasp and the Bee Zecter is in certain positions. So anyway, let me show you about that whole button pressing thing. Here's the Henshin part. Here's a second button for casting off sound. And the button down here, does the sound, cast off. And that little strange button over there is the rider sting. So a total of 4 buttons that do sounds. And that's the Bee Zecter. What do I think of it? I think it's really cool, especially being like a really cheap Kamen Rider Henshin device, and also being fun to play with. I mean, you should have seen what I was doing with how much I was like flipping the Bee Zecter around, making all the sounds and like pretending like being the bee. It's definitely worth it at the price I paid for, $30 free shipping on eBay. And the quality of it is pretty good too. It's relatively show accurate with a few things missing, like the put on and the fact that when you flip this off, it doesn't do the charging sound until you like pull onto it. And the fact that it fits on my wrist. So I'd say if you want to start collecting Kamen Rider toys and you want to be cheap about it, get this. Get the Bee Zecter. Look for the Korean version. They'll sell it for at least less than $40. If not, then you know it's not as much worth it. So I got it for $30. If I can get it for $30, you can find it for $32. Anything I don't quite like about it, well, aside from the missing sounds, it doesn't like stay still on your wrist, because you know it's not like when you put it on, it stays like this forever. It'll swirl around because you know it's being held by these straps. So and it kind of hurts because it keeps hitting. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that has this problem, but it always keeps hitting my bone over here whenever I play with this. So it kind of it's like getting hit in the funny bone. So like I said, worth it. If you want to start collecting, get this. It's cheap, it's cool, and it's just cool. Did I already say cool? Yeah, it's cool. So that's it for the Kamen Rider Kabuto Bee Zecter. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. And stay tuned.